Hello viewers, welcome to ICSC board class 10 biology. We are with episode 3.1.2. In the previous episode we have seen about the definition and we have seen the difference between open and closed circulatory system along with the examples, and the objectives are likely to be asked from that topic. I have also mentioned about hemolymph, hemocyanin and hemoglobin, and I have said that we are going to study about the circulatory system in different episodes because it's a long chapter and I don't want to make you bored by making long videos. So here in this topic we are going to study about the structure of heart, and that too only the external structure. I hope you have studied about the structure of heart in the lower standards, but not in brief. Here you are going to study little bit in detail and you will come across few terms which will be new to you, and I am going to explain those terms as we go along. Structure of heart. The heart is about the size of a fist and lies in the center of thoracic cavity tilted towards left. The color of the heart is reddish brown. The human heart has a mass of about 250 to 350 grams. Heart is a muscular organ and it has three layers. Outer one is epicardium, middle one is myocardium and the inner one is endocardium. So these are the muscles layer of the heart, muscular layer of the heart, and the whole of the heart is surrounded by a double membranous structure, tough fibrous sac-like structure known as pericardium. The heart consists of an outer tough fibrous pericardium which attaches to the diaphragm and also to the great vessels of the heart, and an inner delicate serous pericardium which is double membrane composed of an outer parietal layer and the inner visceral layer. So the pericardium is attaching to the diaphragm as well as to the great vessels of the heart, that is aorta and vena cavas. Pulmonary trunk is also been surrounded by the pericardium. The outer part is parietal layer and the inner one is visceral layer. Between these two layers, there is a cavity known as pericardial cavity, and this pericardial cavity is filled with a fluid known as pericardial fluid. This acts as a lubricant and shock absorber as well as protects the heart from being damaged. So this is the thing that you are going to observe if you see a heart. So you will be seeing the color reddish brown. You will be seeing a pericardium layer. If you puncture the pericardium layer, the fluid comes out. That is a pericardial fluid. It is important. It acts as a lubricant and shock absorber as well as it protects the heart from being damaged. And it also brings, the lubrication brings the proper functioning, that is contraction and relaxation of the heart. Let us see the external structure of the heart. If you see the external structure of the heart, see, once again we are going to stick to your syllabus, so I have mentioned so many labels to the heart, but don't worry about it. You have to stick to your syllabus, and I am going to show you, or I am going to talk to you about those labels that are there in your syllabus. So first one, if you see the heart, it is like a conical shape. It is tilted towards left. So if you see here 1 minute, let me get rid of this. Yes, this one. So if you see, it's a conical shape. This is the center, or you can say the whole median of the body. The heart should be here, but it is tilted towards left. So the major portion of the heart is on the left hand side. So here, conical shape. So this is a conical shape of the heart. This part is auricle. The part which is being hidden by the blood vessels, main blood vessels, is the auricle. So this is also auricle and this is also auricle, and here you will be having internally ventricles and ventricles. Now this is the right auricle, while this one is the left auricle, while this one is the right ventricle and this one is the left ventricle. So you got 4-chamber heart, but we are talking about the external structure, so we are not going to talk about what is there inside. So we are going to see only the external structure. So let us see the external part. So here the auricles, this part auricles, is going to receive blood from the upper part of the body through superior vena cava, and it is deoxygenated blood. From the lower part of the body through inferior vena cava, it is deoxygenated blood. This will enter into the right auricle. So this is the right auricle. The right auricle also receives blood from the heart walls through coronary sinus. So here in the diagram I have shown all blue portion. So blue portions are all, if you see clearly, I think this makes it nice. So this one here, all the blue portion that what you are seeing here is actually the deoxygenated blood. So here at the bottom, that is inferior vena cava, deoxygenated blood is entering in. I have shown you the arrow inside. Coronary sinus, so here deoxygenated blood entering inside. Coronary sinus, deoxygenated blood entering inside. Superior vena cava, deoxygenated blood entering inside. So this one is a right auricle. This part is a right auricle. This one, right auricle, or you can say right atrium. So right auricle is receiving the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body through superior vena cava, from the lower part of the body through inferior vena cava, and from the coronary sinus, that is through the coronary sinus, that is from the walls of the heart. Now the other thing that you are going to observe along with this thing is the another blood vessel coming out, and that blood vessel is what? Aorta, main. So main one is aorta is coming out, which is supplying oxygenated blood to the through and branching out as a three different arteries, supplying to the upper part of the body, to the shoulder, and to the lower part of the body. So this one then comes out to the shoulder, this one goes as the to the upper part of the body, that is head region, and this one comes down and goes as the dorsal aorta. So we'll see that one afterwards, but these are the three. This is the main blood vessel which is coming out, that is aorta, and it is carrying oxygenated blood. Now the blood which is entering inside, one second, this is the problem, 1 minute. Yes, so now the blood which is, so the blood which is entering inside the auricles is deoxygenated blood, requires to be purified, so it enters into the ventricles. So this part is ventricle, and then from ventricle it comes out to pulmonary trunk into the pulmonary arteries. So pulmonary arteries is carrying, it is an artery, pulmonary artery is an artery. Actually arteries are carrying oxygenated blood, but this pulmonary artery is carrying deoxygenated blood to lungs for purification. So this thing you have to keep in mind. Which artery carries deoxygenated blood? The answer is pulmonary artery. So pulmonary artery is the artery which carries deoxygenated blood. So you can see, or a person can see in the external structure, that there are blood vessels entering in and coming out of the heart. Entering in, there are three of them entering in: superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and coronary sinus. As well as entering in, that is pulmonary vein which is oxygenated. So this one is also entering in. So these are the four blood vessels which are entering the heart. Number one, four vessels entering the heart. Three of them are carrying deoxygenated blood and one is carrying the oxygenated blood. So first of all, three of them are carrying deoxygenated. Number one, superior vena cava. Number two, coronary sinus. And number three, inferior vena cava. These are the three blood vessels which are carrying deoxygenated blood entering inside the heart for the purification. And pulmonary vein is the carrying oxygenated blood, enters into the left auricles. So these are the blood vessels that you can see. Along with these blood vessels, you can also see there is a demarcation. So there is a demarcation. Here demarcation is not, actually demarcation is like this. From here, so this one starts from here and this one. So this is a demarcation. This demarcation is known as coronary sulcus. So what is coronary sulcus? Coronary sinus is a blood vessel carrying deoxygenated blood from the walls of heart, to the auricles. And coronary sulcus is a demarcation. Demarcation means what? There is some sort of a notch like structure which is actually differentiating auricles and ventricles. So this one is auricles and these ones are ventricles. So this is the things that you have to keep in mind. Coronary sinus is a blood vessel. It is bringing blood from the walls of the heart and supplying it to the right auricle of the heart, carrying deoxygenated blood. While coronary sulcus is the demarcation. So this is the coronary sulcus. It's a demarcation, separation between the auricles and ventricles. It is also known as auriculoventricular groove. So these things you are going to observe in the external structure. So let us see the theory part. So external structure divided into 4 chambers. Upper 2 are called auricles or arteria, and the lower 2 are known as ventricles. On the surface of the heart, one can see the demarcation called coronary sulcus. It is located between artery and ventricles, also called coronary groove or auriculoventricular groove or AV groove. The 4 chambers of the heart perform 4 different functions. The deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body is brought back to the heart through veins, which opens into the right auricle with the help of vena cavas. Number 1, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and coronary sinus. The deoxygenated blood is brought from the upper part of the body to the right auricle. Inferior vena cava brings the lower deoxygenated blood from the middle and lower part of the body to the right auricle, and coronary sinus brings the deoxygenated blood from the heart walls to the right auricles. The pulmonary trunk arises from the right ventricle, which is less muscular than the left, and divides into the pulmonary artery, left and right, carrying deoxygenated blood to the lungs for the purification. So this pulmonary artery is the only artery which carries deoxygenated blood. Blood inside the lungs becomes reoxygenated, that means purification takes place, and it is returned to the left auricles or arterium through the pulmonary vein. So again, pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery carrying deoxygenated blood, and pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood. So what is the difference between pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein? Pulmonary artery brings blood from lung. Pulmonary artery brings blood from, that is from the heart to lungs for purification, or it is supplying blood. Which sort of a blood? Deoxygenated blood. While pulmonary veins are carrying oxygenated blood from lungs to heart, and it is carrying which sort of a blood? Oxygenated blood. From there it enters into left ventricle to be pumped out in the circulation again through aorta and carries oxygenated blood to the different parts of the body. So this is all about the external structure of heart. Let us see in the diagram. So in the diagram you will be seeing the oxygenated blood. Let us start from the tissues. The tissues are going to use up the blood. Once the tissue use up the blood is and its nutrients and all these things. So carbon dioxide is formed. Oxygenated blood is being used up by the tissues. So oxygen enters into the tissues, and deoxygenated blood, you can say carbon dioxide blood comes out, and it enters through the veins to the heart. And this oxygenated blood was used up by the tissues. Blood comes out, it becomes deoxygenated. Deoxygenated blood is brought to the heart through veins. In the heart, deoxygenated blood is being pumped out to the lungs through right ventricle. From the right ventricle to the lungs is going to purify. It makes oxygenated, and oxygenated blood is carried by the pulmonary vein to the left auricle, from the left auricle to left ventricle, from the left ventricle to aorta, and then the circulation keeps on going. So this is all about the function of the heart, or you can say the external structure of the heart. This is what I mentioned. In that one I have not mentioned about any of the internal structure. So this is all about the external structure of the heart. If you have any questions or any doubt, please let me know. There are 1 mark questions related to this topic, and they are likely to be asked in the board examination. I hope you understood about the external structure of the heart. Thank you very much, and thanks for your patience.